Okay, so what was next? We removed the password requirements. No, we removed. We fixed the password strength meter by removing it. We removed the password requirements. That part. Okay. This is the message. So if I just remove that message there, that should remove that. There we go. Change required to just a star, an asterisk. Oh, and Zilby's done with Zilby's done with my chair. I am going to take back the desk. Actually, I'm curious. Now that I've reduced the gain so much on the microphone, I wonder, can you hear this? Oh, that was really loud to begin with. That was really loud here too. For some reason, when the desk starts going down, it has this like big thunk that happens, which is, I guess, what happens when I get the desk for free from an ex-business. It's been heavily used. There, you have 2 questions. Sure, yeah. Shoot away. What directory system do I use? FSD, Atomic Design. So I was trying to use sort of like a, I don't remember FSD or what that stands for. I was trying to use like a hybrid of Atomic Design and something else that a designer that I worked with found, and I liked it a lot. And then so that's sort of like what was set up here with like elements and other things. But I then realized, well, I read an article from a designer who was criticizing developers by saying, why are you putting like Atomic Design like wordage in here? They're just components when there, so just have a components. Like even if they're small or whatever, like reusable components just all sort of go together and use good naming. It was like, well, none of the articles that are like are ever pointed towards developers. They're always pointed towards designers. And I always thought like, okay, well, if it's organized that way in our mind, let's organize that in our code too. But apparently that's not the recommended way. Apparently you just want, those are design tokens that are like in the design document, but not necessarily supposed to be organized that way in the code, which is like, okay, I get too late now. Do I use SurrealDB and prod? I do not use that. I have not used SurrealDB at all. It's on my list to take a look at though. I've heard good things about it though. Okay, change the required to an asterisk because people know what that means. Now I have this required true in here, which means that we have to change this over here. So we have to go back into our input, find where we are doing required. right here. Required text. So if required, be this. And we'll replace you with, I guess we'll change you to that. And now that will update to the stars. Okay, that's good with that. So, there you go. All right, updated. Well, actually, wait. Did I update it? I updated it locally. I need to deploy it. That's a thing. It works on my system. I don't know about you all guys. So YCL, you're gonna update first. All right, so we want to update styling for update styling and design for inputs. We'll go ahead and push you, and then you're going to give me a commit out of this, which I think is that one. I'm going to come back to here and go to our cargo.toml. And update you to that. That reruns, and so you should still be the same after refreshing. You are good. You're deployed there. Okay, so this is now completed. LMS 61. So completed number 61. What did we do here? Completed number 61. Updated. And now we get to run. Now we get to watch this. This won't take too long. And then we'll deploy this out to production. Zilbeat jumped down, ate his food, and then peaced out. So he's not going to hang out with us anymore. Looks like maybe during one of the other breaks, I can go see if I can convince him to come down and hang out with us again. Clippy failed. Oh no. Okay. So if I want to take a look, I think I can do cargo Clippy. What are you upset about? Oh, you have a couple things. Okay, so in create account, line 6 and crit account line 36. Oh, so password states. Okay, so I have some warnings. I guess I didn't pay attention to those. Yeah, so I'm not using this at all, so I can get rid of you. Okay, so what are we doing? Git commit, creating, fixing lint errors, warnings. All right, so we get to watch this again, and hopefully this time it passes cargo. I'm surprised cargo check didn't catch that. Did it? Maybe it was cargo check, and I misread it. Oh, right. A push to main doesn't actually auto deploy that. It just, to deploy that, I cut a release, I believe. So the last one was 021s. These are just minor updates. These will be 022. Okay, so what did we do? We updated. I need to find. I don't think I saved who did it in there, so I have to go find the channel in here. Overlaid. Let's see, what else do we do? We I think there was one more thing, right? Let's see. So shorter, star. Oh, and requirements. So now it's going to do the same exact thing and throw that out there. And this is the funnest part of development, right? Where we just all hang out and watch the deploy happen. Oh, interesting. Checkout 3 v3 is using Node.js 20. Interesting. Sorry, Node.js 16. Well, that's not great. I wonder if there's a checkout v4 now. Those are all from. Are those all from? Am I using set output? I don't remember if I am or if that's something else that's using it. Custard, hello. How are you doing today? So you kicked off the project in yew. What would you say your TLDR on it? Like yew itself? My TLDR on yew is it's basically React in Rust. Like if we ever wanted to just program Rust, but like have the strongly typed system of Rust, but in React, use yew. It's as simple as that, and it's like trying to be as close to the developer experience of React as possible. And it pretty much has everything that you would want, like to the point where if you're not sure about how something works in yew, you could actually use the React documents and get a good idea about what you're supposed to be doing to get working with it, which is really awesome. I like that a lot. Obviously, the negative here is if you hate React, that's not going to be good. Cool, you're hosting a meetup in the UK next Monday. We'll be playing with you. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I really like you. I really like trying to like, I guess like, so Leptos and Samlo, other ones are like really good too. I feel that having something just sort of like essentially copying React, but in Rust is going to be a really good gateway front end framework into the Rust ecosystem to say like, hey, you actually can do front end dev here, because everywhere I see people saying, nah, you can't do front end dev in Rust, don't even try, don't even look into it. You have a few years of React in your belt and you're disliking the platform build around it. The only negative that I can tell you right now is the slow compile time, which is the Rust problem, right? Like the compile times for all the JavaScript frameworks have gotten ludicrously fast, to the point where I sometimes can't tell if it's reloaded. It's like refreshed that quickly and rebuilt that fast, which ironically is also due to Rust, because they're using Rust behind the scenes to recompile all the JavaScript. Yeah, exactly. You beat me to the punch. But yew is all Rust code going into WebAssembly, and that compile time is not super fun. I can show you here. Let's go out of here. Here's this page. If I just if you come into here and I hit we can see the rebuild time over here. So if I just write, that's how long it takes to compile every time, which kind of sucks. Are we able to chunk a yew app? What do you mean by chunk? Because I can think of a couple different things that I would define as chunk. And I haven't really been following some of the things that like the JavaScript ecosystem has been doing recently. So I don't know if I have the same terminology as you. In React, we can split an app into a number of separate chunks. Okay, like multiple applications that you then pull together later. So I do one for third-party components, application components, and then core logic. So yes, we can do that. So over here, I have my YCL, my yew component library, just for myself. And even though I've called it a yew component library, there's literally nothing different that I've done to it. I've just built it as a yew application, and then I pull that in into here, and so I can just use elements from a completely different application. So it absolutely is possible to build like entire sections of the app completely separately, and then have like one mega like core app that pulls it all together. That being said, even really small apps still have like are very slow compile times compared to what we get in JavaScript these days. But yeah, that's a really good idea. All right. Did you rebuild? No, you're still finishing up. We haven't gotten to the deploy yet. Oh, the drink I'm distracting you. Oh, sorry about that. It's my so it's a breakfast smoothie, and so I put it into a really big mason jar, and it's a blueberry. It's blueberries in it, so therefore that's the. It does look surprisingly like used paint, doesn't it? Yeah, that sort of like gray bluish look to it. Okay, you complete with success. I have never accidentally drunk that paint water. Your wife used to sit on the floor when younger with a pot of paint water and a coffee. Oh, mistakes were made. Yeah, it's yeah, that I could see that. I could see that. Okay, so I want to come out here, over to here. If I hit refresh, now you're updated, everything is good. Now we can claim that that feature is done. All right, next one. Remove clickable space outside of course cards. These cards, they are clickable, which is nice, but there's a tiny space outside of them, which is also clickable and shouldn't be. Yeah, so the cards themselves. So not that card. This card. So I can see right here. That's where I can click it, which is a good... I would say like a full M. That feels like a full rem outside of it. It's bigger. This is it right there. Oh, it's because I have a padding on it. The padding makes that clickable. So if I switch the padding, okay, so if I say no padding, can I make that go away? 0. And I give you 12. I think that'll be the same. Oh no, but I can still click that out there. I have not played with server-side rendering yet. No, I haven't. I probably should be. It's something that I want to look into, but I kept on, I keep on just like working on other things and not really getting into that yet. Now, if I remove both the padding and that, oh no, the clickable area is still outside that. Okay, hold on. Now I'm confused. Oh, I was looking at the card. This A, okay, so I wrap an A around this, and the A has a padding. That's what does it. Okay, so for this A tag, I need to be able to arbitrarily choose not to have any padding. Now, where is that padding coming from? Wasn't there a way for me to filter and like find stuff in here? Let's search HTML. I don't want, oh, I want to search. Oh, there. Oh, so okay, everything that has a row in it has padding that's been calculated. Which I think I know where that comes from. No, okay, wait, that's margin bottom. Okay, so that's not right. So a row. Not that. Oh, I wonder if this is actually... Okay, I can override this BS gutter X. Okay. Oh, you didn't realize GitHub had Kanban boards these days? Yeah, so a few years ago they released GitHub projects, and then that was a complete flop. And so they re-released it a couple years ago, and it's been much better. And they now have Jira boards. Sorry, Kanban boards. Yeah, you've been suffering Jira for a while now. The problem that I always have moving away from Jira is the metrics. Jira has so many metrics that you can collect, and you can get some really good stuff. Like if you want to do any kind of like DevOps type metrics gathering, like the accelerate metrics, they're so hard to set up in anything other than Jira, which really sucks. So for businesses and like a company I'd be at, I would just go for Jira. For personal, I don't really care about any of the other stuff. So free is what I go with. Okay, so I believe that I can do BS gutter X. So if I override, and we have some overrides here. But I want to have something like no gutter. Oh, no gutter X. And I can just call this 0, right? I think you're allowed to do 0 when it's nothing. I don't have to say like pixels or anything else like that. Like the old quote about democracy, Jira is the least worst solution that we have. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly that. Although I have noticed if oftentimes the worst Jira experiences that I've ever had were because non-developers set up and configured Jira. Jira, when configured like sanely, is really good, surprisingly enough. The only real negative that I can complain about at that point in time is the fact that it's slow, very slow. Which I also use as a reminder to many developers is that you don't need to have a fast app to become #1 in the world. Look at Jira. You should see the one they use at the NHS in the UK. There's about 100 task priorities. See, yeah. Jira keeps enabling all of those people too. They had a couple of years ago, they did this update where they released a video with it, maybe. It was like some advertisement they released it with it. And it's like, hey, everybody, isn't this awesome? We have updated our time estimations tool. So you can now estimate with not just like an integer, but with a float. So you can now say it's going to be 1.2 hours, 1.2 days. And it's just like, oh my, this is the wrong direction to go in. No, bad Jira, bad Atlassian. Stop it. Okay. So if we have this no gutter X, let's try to get back to this. I want this to be on a card. Or really, I can now just add no gutter X, so I need to go find out where those cards are. And this is on the courses page. So I want page courses. Okay, I have my card list. Right, so I have my card list here, and so I want Actually, this probably isn't going to be here. Okay, so I loop through each card and I create a card. Ooh, and I have classes here. So this will be easy. I can now, all I have to do is remember that I called this no gutter X. So if I save you, come back to here, save you, except that's not going to work. I was really hoping that would work. What happened here? The A tag. Oh, I put the no gutter X got added to the div, not the A tag. That's the problem. It's too low. So obviously that's not going to work when the A tag is above it. Now, nope. I still need to be in here. Okay, so I have an href here. Internal link. Okay, so I just need to go. Okay, first of all, you're not what I want. Okay, so if I wrap and link, and then I put that in, okay. Right, so in this one, I want to use no gutter X here, like that. That's not good. What did I do? Oh, classes is the wrong thing. Right, you can't do that. What am I? If I do that, I believe you're going to be happier. Yep. Now it's right on the edge where it starts turning into the, I can click here, here, here. Excellent. Okay. That's what I wanted. I think that's the only thing, right? Okay, so yeah, that's the only thing. Let's go ahead and get this deployed. Hi, you wanna come hang out? He's looking at my desk, but there's not really much space for him to hang out on here. I have the desk right next to this with like a pad that he usually likes to sleep on. That's where the cat cam is, and he doesn't want to hang out there right now, I guess. Okay, so that's updated. This should still, yeah, okay, we're good. Oh, he wants, okay, he wants me to hold him. He doesn't, so Zilby doesn't like to just like lie on my lap on my own. He wants me to hold him while he's lying on my lap. Maybe he's cold. A cat, yeah, exactly, exactly. And of course you can't see him because he's on my lap. Okay, are you done? All right, he's back to exploring again. The best thing in remote meetings during a pandemic was seeing people's cats. Yeah, people's pets is always the best in meetings. I've never really understood people who like cannot stand them. Okay, Zilby, are you gonna hang out here? Now you can watch my cat if he ever lays down. All right, let's run cargo clippy just to make sure everything is good. We are good. This should pass just fine, and then when it does, we'll go ahead and deploy it and verify that the fix is on production. You know what I should do in the meantime while we're waiting? I kind of want to archive all the things that were done previously, so that way we can see what we actually did. So we did that one previously. Oh, E archives it. So we archived you. Okay, we added you today. We fixed you. We fixed you. We fixed you. Okay, so these are what we've done today. All right, so this is removed. Let's see. Cards cannot be clicked outside of the card. All right, now who reported this one? This was also overlaid. I think he's here to hang out and watch for me to vacate the chair so he can take that, because he really loves the chair these days, especially after I've been sitting on it for a while. How are you finding Helix? I tried to like it, but they've not got it working with the Mac command key, so I couldn't do a lot of the natural keyboard actions. Which natural keyboard actions are you trying to use it with? I think like even when I use Vim, I don't really use the key like a lot of the natural keyboard actions. So I think for me, because I don't use Vim with like Mac stuff. Oh, Command Alt left right to skip left and right. Yeah, I don't use that in my terminal generally. So I don't miss it at all. Yeah, end of line, end of word. You might see me here. If you come over here, you might see every once in a while going to like there. So if I want to go to the end of word, usually what I do is I'll just go G to go to, and then E for end of word, end of line. And then if I want word at a time, I can just do B for back, or W for forward. Yeah, let's go up here. It's fine. Sorry. To go to the end of the line is go to L for end of line. Go to H for end of home. So it uses yeah, that's the problem. It is the retrained muscle memory stuff. Oh, and Zilby is gone. I hear you with that. Though what I usually tell myself is it's like a video game controller for just a different video game. It just is a very complicated 127 plus button controller. You love the symbol searching? Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that Helix has. Although, to be honest, NeoVim has pretty much everything that Helix has. The inline type hints, I think they're the only thing that it doesn't have, and they're coming out in 0.10. They're coming out soon. You stream as Let's See the Code and tried your damned hardest to use a console editor, but had to revert to VS Code in the end as you just weren't as productive. I think it helps that when I first started working as a sysadmin, I used VI almost exclusively because I was doing a lot of SSHing into systems, and we always installed VI in every system. And because of that, I got really used to just using terminal editors. And then I went and did a bunch of like graphics editors, but like there was always that thing, like always that little thing in the back of my mind. It's like, oh, I'm missing something. So switching back to a terminal editor isn't that hard. Wasn't that hard for me, but I did have that like history. Yeah, you came into dev via Windows before moving to a Mac. Yeah, so you were used to like, Well, I mean, Windows still has, like, you could still install VI and other things in Windows, but like it's it's not nearly as common for people to do. And also, like, if you're in Windows and you're SSHing into the systems, you have no choice, right? Like, you have to use a terminal editor at that point in time. You got a Windows a long time ago. I have all three operating systems now. Although my Linux one is dead because of a disk drive failure, but I have the system in my drawer. I just need to fix it someday. I literally have a pile of hard drives behind, like, in the closet behind me, behind the green screen. So all I need to do is like secure erase them, deal with them, like, verify that they're working, and then like reinstall the operating system, maybe set that up as a server here or something. You only use Windows for leisure. Yeah, right now I'm using it for OBS to send out the stream, and then leisure. Although when I say leisure, I really mean like Brooks Builds leisure. You find OBS on Mac loses its settings a lot. Yeah, I don't know if it, like, I find that OBS works weird on like everything but Windows. But I think like losing settings maybe that explains what I've been feeling. I always feel like just something weird stuff was happening. Maybe that's what it was. All right, heads up. Twitch notified me that ads are starting in around 4 minutes. So we'll have ads on Twitch. We'll take a break. You tend to share specific applications rather than a desktop to avoid accidental secret leaking. I mean, that's I've never done that. Who would do that? Also, that would not have protected me this last one, because I leaked the secret into the application I was sharing, so it wouldn't have mattered anyways. I have considered, though, something that could be interesting to play around with. I've considered booting up OBS on the Mac and then sharing out. I believe I can do this. Sharing out through. Well, maybe I can't. Yeah, so I don't actually know how I would do that then. Never mind. I thought maybe I can like use OBS in here to then like have the webcam connection on the Windows system capture exactly what I want, but I don't think that's how it works. Just helps with browser password manager. Yeah, I have everything over on other monitors and screens, but yeah, like nothing's stopping me from accidentally moving them over onto this screen, which would be not great. Yes, it does. It's weird the way that Mac works with that, isn't it? Oh, we're almost done. We've deployed, we've invalidated a cache, which means this should be good to go. Fitting those aspects. I know it's such a weird sort of like weird system that they set up, but it's it's like how Mac displays it. Now I could set it to be actual like 3456 by 2234, but it would be so tiny that I couldn't possibly read anything. Talking over the compile time progress bars is a key skill. It's mostly because I'm chatting with you. Otherwise, I would just go like this and just stare awkwardly into the camera the entire time. All right, let's double check that this got updated here. Also, this is in progress. Yep, so no longer clickable outside the cards, just on the edge of the cards. So perfect. Streaming made me realize how much time I spend confused. Yeah, it's super interesting that in I would want to say that maybe puzzle games are like the closest that anyone else on like on Twitch or live streaming can get to like show just raw like confusion type things when doing something on Twitch. But like all developers are just going to be like, there's just points of time where you're like thinking, processing, thinking. Okay, let's just chat about completely unrelated stuff. Oh, got it. Okay, going on here. You want to show that though? Yeah, that's sort of like my system too, is like showing off the raw development style, because we have a lot of senior devs that are creating videos of like highly polished, hey, here's how to do this stuff with, and it almost makes it look like all developers just come up with the right answer right away, especially senior developers, when like that's not necessarily true. Maybe if it's like only a complicated task, that could be true, but for complex stuff, absolutely not. All right, so you're done, you're fixed, which means we can come to you and say, close you, mark you as done. There you go. Okay, delete courses that aren't available. So we have those 2 courses that people have asked me about, and it's like, yeah, I kind of not working on them. Saw a guy create his own keyboard, and at one point he got stuck because this cargo.toml was missing a section header. Ace, very clever guy. Oh, ad break just started. I will take a break and then answer that afterwards, because Custard, you will probably be in the middle of ad breaks. So I will be, I'm going to go use the restroom and be, oh, you got Turbo? Nice. Well, then in that case, I can answer. Saw a guy create his own keyboard, and at one point he got stuck because this cargo.toml was missing the section header. Ace, very clever guy, and the silly kind of mistake we all make, relatable. Yeah, very much so. That's so relatable. And it's just like a normal thing to have happen. All right, I'm gonna go take a couple minutes. So see you very shortly.